Dak is healthy, the Cowboys are going to always be in contention. He's that good of a quarterback, in my opinion.
That's right.
He has to stay healthy. And this offseason, what people don't realize is when you're an athlete and you're coming off of an injury, all we worry about is let me get this injury right. Let me attack this rehab. So you're trying to get better as a player, but we're getting better as a player from getting healthy. He doesn't have to worry about that this year. This year is strictly let me get better as a football player. And what people don't realize is if Dak feels like I'm getting better as a football player from a mental perspective, that's going to help him because everybody always says, oh, the game is 80 to 90% mental, 10 to 20% physical. So if that's the case, Dak is working on his mental by saying this. He's going to be better because he feels like he's better. He's saying he's better. He has an opportunity to work on that part of it instead of just rehabbing the physical part of his body that was injured last year. So I believe Dak Prescott will be better. I believe the Cowboys will be better. But losing Amari Cooper, Cedric Wilson, that's not going to help. And also lurking back there or over here, the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe they will and they should be better. It's not going to be easy for the Dallas Cowboys, but Dak Prescott, just the player himself, he'll be better, but I don't know how much better with Amari Cooper and Cedric Wilson being gone.
Oh, come on, man. Say it with your chest, TJ. Got the ponytail slicked back. Act like you gangster up in here. You know the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott have the chance to not only be contenders, but to be champions. That's how I think of these Dallas Cowboys. Oh, it can happen to the Cincinnati Bengals. They could go from being a 4-win team to being in the Super Bowl, but it can't happen for the Dallas Cowboys. And if the Dallas Cowboys go out there last year in the playoff run and just win a couple more games, they are in that Super Bowl. We saw them last year in the NFC East. They wiped out that division and won those games with a point differential of 41 points to 17 points. So everyone in their division, y'all need to improve because last year y'all were getting mollywopped. But you look at the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC, best team in the conference by record, 10-2. Not even the Green Bay Packers could say that as the #1 seed. I look at the Dallas Cowboys simply like this. Dak Prescott gets a chance to work on his entire body and his entire game this offseason versus last offseason where TJ just pointed out he was focused on just recovering from those injuries. Being a guy who's injury prone, that's what they label me in the NFL. That's why I fell down the hill that I climbed up in my first few years. Let me tell you, when everyone else is showing up to offseason workouts and they're getting better, you're just trying to become who you were before. You're trying to just recover to the point where you were while they're getting a lead, while they're getting ahead because those guys are already fully healthy. Look at the Dallas Cowboys roster. You know they had the #1 offense. Now they got a quarterback that's feeling great about himself and can work on his all-around game. Look for these Cowboys to not only be contenders, potentially champions.
I didn't know I was doing a show today with Skip Wiley and TJ Bayless. Had no idea. I wish somebody had sent me a memo.
That's what we doing?
Stop it. Stop it with this right off the bat. TJ, you give me that they're always going to be in contention with Dak Prescott. When have they been in contention with Dak Prescott? A healthy or injured Dak Prescott? How close? And are we talking contention for the division title? Contention for a playoff spot or contention for the Super Bowl? I can't.
You win your division, Rick, you win the playoffs.
That's
you win
how
your
it goes.
division, you win the playoffs, and that division isn't that tough.
Here we go.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. I hate to be the accountant here because, like you, I was drinking that blue and silver Kool-Aid 2 years ago when Dak came along, and I started to buy. Jerry Jones wants to get one, and he's going to do anything before he kicks it. And then I saw reality, and I saw that the fact that the Cowboys have not come close to meeting expectations since the 90s. And I said, I'm not going to play this game anymore. And it has actually less to do with the Cowboys' history as recent history when it comes to paying a very good quarterback elite money. And what happens with very good quarterbacks who are paid elite money, what happens to their teams, no matter how they perform. And we have evidence of that. We have multiple recent examples of what happens, which means, to answer the question, the ceiling for the Dallas Cowboys is to get to the playoffs and to win a wild card round if it comes to that. But winning a divisional round game has not happened. Did not happen to the Minnesota Vikings after Kirk Cousins got there. Yeah, they won a wild card game and they got to the divisional round and then they lost. Ryan Tannehill won a wild card game, got to the division and lost. Jared Goff got to the division, lost. So ultimately, can they be a playoff team? Sure, healthy or otherwise. But you guys have already seen the impact of Dak Prescott getting paid, which is we can't afford Amari Cooper. We can't afford to add the pieces necessary in order to take the next step. So it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with whether Dak is healthy or not. It has to do with that healthy contract that he's being paid and how it compromises their ability to build the rest of the team.
So you somewhat agree with us. So what would you be? Skip Bucher Bayless? What would you be? Because if they make it to the playoffs, they're in contention.
Yes.
Anybody that makes it to the playoffs. Now, if we believe in history.
That sounds good.
If we believe in history, this is where I can go against myself, so to speak. The Cowboys haven't had double-digit win seasons back-to-back in 25 years. So history is telling us they probably won't make the playoffs. The Eagles will win the division because last year they won double-digit games. This year, will they do that? Because in the last 25 years, they have failed to do so. And so if we're going to go by history, it's trouble for the Cowboys. I believe they will break the trend this year. They'll win double-digit games. They're going to take a step back. They're going to have to get Tony Pollard more involved, whether it's in the passing game, the running game, whatever it may be. Michael Gallup's coming off an ACL. He's not going to be ready to go right away. And if he is, he's not going to be the Michael Gallup that they've been accustomed to seeing. CeeDee Lamb, he should step up. I believe he will, but it's not going to be easy. The problem is when it's 3rd and 8, who is Dak Prescott going to throw the ball to? Who does Dak Prescott feel comfortable throwing the ball to? Better yet, when they call that play, we win a huddle, you hear the play call. Players know, this is my ball, it's coming to me. Who's going to be that guy that the coaches feel comfortable? We say or we assume it will be CeeDee Lamb. It's going to have to be because Gallup's not going to be healthy. Is he ready to take on that load of when the play needs to be made, I'm that dude? I don't know yet.
I love it. We're having a history class up here. Let's have some history. Not only old history, but recent history. Let's start with the old history. Y'all remember Mike McCarthy in Green Bay in his 3rd year with Aaron Rodgers, what he was able to do with Aaron Rodgers? Win a Super Bowl. Okay. Is this Mike McCarthy's 3rd year in Dallas? Yes, with Dak Prescott. I don't know. I just want to point out the parallels. You guys do the rest of the work. Let's talk recent history when we talk about, the Cincinnati Bengals and us 4 wins turned that into a Super Bowl appearance. Why can't the Dallas Cowboys do it when they're that much closer to being an actual Super Bowl contender? They can make up that same gap with a better offense than Cincinnati had last year. And if you look at them, the only thing that Cincinnati had better than them was their run defense. And last time I checked in NFL, you're not winning the Super Bowl running the football. So guess what? The Dallas Cowboys are properly equipped to go out there and do it. But Slick Rick points out, Dak Prescott making too much money for them to go out there and win it off. Really? Do y'all know what Matthew Stafford's getting paid? 4-year, $160. What's Dak on? 4-year, $160. Really? Are Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs still contenders? Yeah, he makes the most. What about Josh Allen? 13 seconds away from beating that same Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, you already know. All I'm giving you are comps, and these comps work out. Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, these are all the highest paid quarterbacks because you get what you pay for. Now it's time for these Dallas Cowboys to get what they pay for in terms of that Super Bowl championship. My last point is this. It's pretty simple. Y'all looking at the Dallas Cowboys in terms of what have they lost? What did they lose? Amari Cooper, who's been regressing every single year wearing that Dallas Cowboys uniform. He came in 1,200 yards, down to 865. Yeah, if you're making $20 million a year and you're only getting 865 yards receiving, it's time to talk or it's time to go. Randy Gregory, oh, we missed Gregory. He had 6 sacks. Let me remind y'all that I was getting cut from San Diego when they were seeing me get down to 6 sacks. Now all of a sudden we miss them. They didn't miss me, and the Cowboys ain't gonna miss Randy Gregory. All I gotta say is you guys have no point but hatred for the Dallas Cowboys to say why this team has a ceiling lower than the Super Bowl.
Marcellus, you just drew a line between Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Am I missing anybody? I don't think so.
Well, you are
And
Deshaun
I
Watson.
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford. Before.
We got to put Deshaun Watson to the side because one, we haven't seen him play. Okay,
Yeah, that's right.
we haven't seen him play in 2 years.
Put him on the massage table.
I don't know where to put him. Talent-wise, I would still put Deshaun ahead of Dak, but I don't have any basis for that at this point. But if I'm going to draw a line, can I get you guys must not have heard me because I said it, so maybe I need to show it to you.
Oh, we got to.
Let me show you the quarterbacks that I would put Dak Prescott in company with. Guys who got paid and then what they did subsequently. Because Patrick Mahomes won that Super Bowl before he got paid.
True.
Matt Stafford, if I'm not mistaken, won the Super Bowl before he got paid.
Well, he's been paid a few times.
This idea, okay, but still, in terms of what the Rams are paying him. So I just, if I'm going to make a comparison, I'm more likely to make a comparison with Dak to these guys as opposed to Aaron Rodgers in his 3rd year with Green Bay. I can't even say that with a straight face. I don't know that you can either, Marcellus.
You stop.
You can't possibly. Mike McCarthy is the only common indicator between those two things. And
you can't even get it out because you know you're making this up. Stop cooking these books. Stop putting Dak Prescott down there with dudes he can't even see under his feet. None of those dudes qualify to be Dak Prescott. Will you stop that? Dak Prescott is more than that.
So he's somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I'll say he has the potential to be better than those 4 guys. But the bottom line
He's better than those guys right now.
What do you mean the potential?
He's better than those guys right now.
Whatever. I'm not even worried. This is not about Dak. It really is not about Dak.
What's it about?
It's about what his contract has made the Dallas Cowboys do. Even if the Dallas Cowboys were big spenders, which you both know, they're not. As much as Jerry Jones likes to play as if he's got the deep pockets and he's the big spender, he makes business decisions all the time when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, and he made a couple of them this past offseason. I don't see how they get closer to a Super Bowl after making those decisions. And TJ, feel like I'm talking to 2 TJs here now.
A little bit.
You basically made as strong a case as anybody as to why we shouldn't buy that the Dallas Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders for all the reasons that you stated. So help me out, brother. I think within, we're less than 15 minutes into the show. I think you came over to my side. It didn't take that long.
No, you know what it is, though? Rick, when you make the playoffs, you're in contention.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys are going to make the playoffs.
Come on, man.
Unless the Eagles make this jump. The Giants aren't going to be there. The Washington Commanders aren't going to be there.
That don't even sound right.
So when you make the playoffs, you are in contention.
Commanders.
When you have a quarterback.
Were the Eagles...
Man, that's on paper.
Eagles were they a Super Bowl contender last year?
No. Not to me, but to Rick's point, they were in the playoffs.
So making the playoffs
they made the playoffs.
doesn't automatically make you a contender.
The Eagles snuck in through the back door. They snuck in through the back door last week of the season.
Here we go.
And what's the possibility of the Cowboys having to go through that same door this year?
If the Cowboys go through that door, they are not in contention. If they get in through the back door, they're not in contention. But the Cowboys, you're making it as if the Cowboys don't have a good team. They have a good team. Defensively, they're good up front. They're good in the back end. You have a quarterback that can get it done. You also have a running back that can get it done. You have a receiver that has gotten it done, but can he get it done at the level that they want him to in CeeDee Lamb? We don't know that. But when you pay Dak Prescott what you pay him, you're assuming he's going to make guys better. Dak Prescott believes mentally, I'm in that position now. I believe him as well.
Slick.
You know what they say about assume.
Yeah. What does it say, Slick? Spell it out.
Ass. You or me.
And me. I didn't know TJ was a double agent. That ponytail swings both sides. He over there making your arguments. He making my arguments. TJ,
No
you need to
kidding.
get up out of here, man.
A little bit.
You heard my calls right
This is
now.
like fight. I feel like I'm watching Fight Club. I'm watching a dude like
it's
bang.
the Eagles. It's because of what the Eagles have. The Eagles have it, but the Cowboys have proven it.
Yeah.
And so the Eagles have to prove that they can do what the Cowboys have proven to be. When Dak Prescott is healthy, the Cowboys have been a good team. When he's not, they're in trouble. It's that simple.
I hear. I hear what TJ is trying to tell us. I just don't know if we're hearing it the same way he's intending to say it. But, Slick, let me just get you with this one. Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback in this league, and it's not because he's number 10. Top 10 in passer rating, completion percentage, yards per game, passing touchdowns. With that defense, number 1 in takeaways. That defense that knows how to play pass defense. They just got to fix what they have. They have to manage what they have properly. That means be more efficient in terms of the run game, in terms of carries and touches. We all know Tony Pollard needs more and Ezekiel needs less until he shows us that he still runs with that same flavor and that same labor that he did earlier in his career. All of that can add up. All I'm saying is they do have the recipe for success, but maybe they need to cook it up just a little differently. But if I watched another team go from 4 wins to cooking it up properly and making it to the Super Bowl, no one in their right mind is going to tell me the Dallas Cowboys can't do that same thing.